Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to review Blade. You guys recommended it in the community polls, and I also had a friend highly recommend this to me. So I was really excited to watch it. I can't believe I've never seen the original Blade. I think I wasn't like really allowed when I was a kid because the whole vampire thing. And this is going to be my thoughts and impressions, just what stuck out to me about the characters and what I really like about Blade. First of all, it is so nice to see a strong male black lead really breaking ground here. He was the first Marvel superhero. He is part of the Marvel universe. Blade, the character, is my favorite aspect of the movie. He is strong, confident, sassy. He says some very blunt things, you know, like he just doesn't care. He is on mission. I really like characters that are truthful and just kind of tell it like it is anyways. The characters in this movie are the standouts, with Blade being, of course, the best. We wind up in this club. It's kind of really creepy vibe, seeing the bodies go behind the guy as he's entering. I actually started to get a little bit scared. This whole bloodbath ritual that they're having is gross. I'm like, okay, I hate this. Blade shows up and I'm like, okay, good. He's gonna kill them all. This is great. Even though the CGI in this scene is pretty bad, it's, you know, very dated, it's nice to see them so scared of Blade and him just taking them out in this effective way with this cool music. Quinn arrives at the club, and I'm telling you, this vampire was so annoying through the whole entire thing. He's just getting by in life in the most underhanded way and really annoyed me. I like this actor. He did a great job. It's just the character was really well done in this, like, oh no, not him again. He keeps showing up at the worst times. Blade takes him out in this epic fight that we have, and he pins him to the wall and burns him, and I was like, oh, interesting. Killed him a little differently. We get to the hospital. We meet Karen and Curtis. She is a hematologist. She goes up with Curtis to examine the cadaver. I literally was so shocked when he popped back to life. I don't know why. I really thought he was dead. My jaw dropped. This is intense. He's killing Karen from what it looks like. I'm like, oh no, she's gone, or she's gonna become a vampire. Blade shows up and Crispy Vampire runs off. Blade winds up taking Karen back to his lair, and I really like the style of these opening scenes. Blade walking in the street with the leaves, and it's just really atmospheric and cool, even as he's driving her to his secret lair. The lighting, the way that the car looks, the city. He goes back to the lair. We get introduced to Whistle, which is such a cool companion character to Blade. They didn't even have to delve far into this for us to feel the connection that they have and the camaraderie and how long they've been doing this. They're dedicated to one another. You know, they help each other. There's an appreciation and a family unit happening here. They're trying to help Karen. Hopefully they can undo her vampire bite. Whistle's very upfront with her and just tells her, you know, you may have to kill yourself in a couple days. But it was unexpected how they're just kind of sending her off. I assumed they were gonna like monitor her and keep her close. It turns out they were just using her as bait to get more into that evil vampire area to find out what they're doing. She wants to join Blade, and I like that they team up here, and I really like how blunt Blade is with her.
The world you live in is just a sugar-coated topping. There is another world beneath it.
I think he says at one point that she shouldn't join him because she's useless. And I was like, whoa, he really doesn't care. We wind up at this club where they're gathering information. We go downstairs and we meet Biscuit Boy, which is just such a weird, outlandish character. I don't know if that's an official name, but I was like, how is he still alive? And then I'm like, oh wait, he's a vampire, of course. This made me think of Total Recall, that silly early 90s vibe where they were doing all this outlandish stuff. We meet our main bad guy, who is Frost, and he's, again, very well cast, kind of this young guy who is cocky and wants to take over the world. He wants to bring back this vampire ancient god who is going to, it would essentially wipe out all the humans, which would eliminate their food supply, which maybe not the best idea. Frost goes back to Blade's lair, and I was so mad when he got a hold of Whistle and he kidnapped Karen. To me, this scene was very heart-wrenching because even though we didn't spend a lot of time with these characters, we felt it. They were built up enough, and I know what he means to Blade and vice versa. So I was really, really devastated when Blade walked in there and he's just covered with this bloody sheet, and I'm like, oh no, he's gone. I like how the movie just kind of really pulls you into those moments. Whistle winds up having to kill himself, even though Blade reluctantly gave him the weapon. Whistle is so committed to taking down these vampires. There is no way that he wants to become one, although incredibly sad. We find out Blade's mom is alive and she's like the worst mom of the year. She gets protective, but then she's like, who cares? I don't know. It almost seemed a little flirty at one point. I'm like, I don't know what's happening here. They want to use Blade's blood to bring back this ancient god. They ultimately capture him. They throw Karen down in a ditch. I did not expect to see Curtis there at all, but that was a funny moment. I was like, how is she gonna get out of this? Literally, she just plainly smacks him out and climbs up the little ancient tunnel shaft. Karen helps Blade, gets him loosed, and we know that Blade is going to appropriately come up against Frost as he's become this evil god. I love movies that have a cool action sequence with some cool music, and we get to see someone just tear these guys apart. I like how they pose this question at the end after everything's said and done. Frost is defeated and Karen's like, hey, Blade, I can turn you back. I can undo this. And he says no. And I really love that. He's like, this is my fight. This is my calling. This is what I'm meant to do. And I just freaking love that about characters. When they're willing to give everything for what they know they were purposed to do in life, like, ugh, I just love it. Blade is just such a unique and cool character. I mean, negatives for the movie, the only thing I can say is that I don't like watching the seedy, underhanded vampire world. What's your favorite thing about Blade? For me, it's his sassiness. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like and suggestions below of anything you want to see, and I will see you guys in the next one.